is good, my fellow deadheads? Your overlord has returned. Today we're going to be talking about some more JJK Phantom Parade. Obviously, that is the game up on the screen right now. That's the game up on the screen ever whenever you're watching a DEADMANVINCE video at this point. But today we're going to be covering the limited time floor 1. I've only beaten floor 1. I do want to make a video for each floor individually and just go in depth as to what I did, because I am trying to find my own teams and I am not trying to look on the internet for different team ideas. So guys, this I completely beat on my own. Shout out to Deadman. Big pats on the back. That one didn't hurt. But I didn't have to look up anybody's videos. But even still though, if you're looking for ways to beat this, y'all know for a fact, if y'all need free-to-play options for beating this stage, y'all can check out Red Panda Gaming, y'all can check out YJ Max, y'all can check out Lord Slug, right? But there are plenty of free-to-play options to check out. I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like I kind of move my account in different ways that people would normally do. So I'll go over my team and I'll kind of explain that. So this floor is weak to blue, so that means that my main DPS was Blue Gojo here. But why do I say that my account is built a little differently than other people? Like, for instance, at the end of this run, Mahito is the one who actually had to just clutch and solo at the end. And yes, Mahito had to solo at the end. But the reason why I say that my account's a little weird is because most people wouldn't put a Phantom Seal on Mahito. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I do think that putting the Phantom Seal on Mahito was a mistake at this point, because I didn't understand how his domain worked at first. But now I understand that his domain literally is it deals damage based off of the enemy's HP. So it always does a fixed amount of damage. I mean, the initial little hit of damage it does is not fixed, but even still, that amount of damage is usually pretty small. So I'm not gonna say I regret giving Mahito that. I feel that there will be opportunities for it to pan out and be a good thing, because some of his stuff does still scale off of cursed energy, and the Phantom still definitely gives him more cursed energy. But at the end of the day, there are definitely better characters to prioritize. Like, just thinking about the fact that if I didn't give Mahito the Phantom Seal, I could have given it to Hollow Purple Gojo already. I'm just but it's cool. I know more Phantom Seals are coming in anyway, and honestly, the way that they roll out a bunch of different monetization methods on the global version of the game, I'm sure that at some point you will somehow be able to... I'm sorry, I'm so distracted. A Nintendo Direct is coming, and I am definitely buying a Nintendo Switch too, because I know they're gonna make a new Smash with it, and it's backwards compatible, so that means I might be able to download my games. I'm sorry, this is a side note tangent, but I was kind of just contemplating. I was like, do I go live for this Nintendo Direct, even though my channel's not about that at all? I don't know, I'll figure it out. But literally, I think Mahito is the only character who's built in a weird way compared to how everybody else has a character builds. Because you gotta look, not only do I have a Phantom Seal on him, but Mahito is the first curse I bought out of the shop, and I bought 2 more copies of him before I bought anybody else. I have Hanami now, but now I have to get Jogo because they updated him, and he actually looks very interesting to me, and I'm very intrigued. But let's go over what this team is, right? This is going to be a super duper RNG run. What do I mean by super duper RNG is that it literally took me like 15 runs to get this shit to work. But I'll be honest with you, some of the runs that I reset, I probably could have won. I just finally, on the last run that I record, literally, I did not record any of the prior runs because I was just trying this out before I went to go train yesterday at my job. And also, thanks for everybody who commented down below and wished me luck on my training. It went absolutely excellent. But literally, this mission I tried to do 10 times before I went to work, and none of my RNG runs really worked. And then I kind of just, even though it looked like it was getting grim, I just kind of waited and just kept going to see if it would pay off, and yes, it did work. So I'm not going to be doing this right now. I'm using the game right now to explain this, but I actually just have a video of me beating this. We're just going to watch over the video again, and I'm just going to explain. But why this is such an RNG comp is because you need very specific things to happen. You need Inamaki to get at least 3 stuns off, because honestly, by the 4th turn, you should be changing the tide of battle. By 4th turn, you should be dropping Gojo's ultimate, getting rid of the little mob. The boss might not be broken, but as long as most of your units survive and everything, you should be good. And also another thing is, I push all of my characters to the max level all the time. I mean, obviously, grade 13 just dropped, and I have other characters that I'm prioritizing first. So these guys are not there just yet, but even still, that's just a very good sign, because we have the capability now to push these guys past their levels that they're at right now and get them to level 123 instead, which is always going to be a little bit of extra stats. And also, I was just looking and I was noticing, even though defense is not a stat in the game, one enemy that was hitting Kaito hit Kaito really hard and was nearly taking away half his health, whereas that same enemy was hitting Yaga and he only took a fraction of Yaga's health. So, and obviously when they hit Gojo, Gojo is just not getting damaged that much at all. So it feels weird because there is no defensive stat in this game, but maybe like defense is like a shadow stat, and the higher your rarity, the better, the more beefier you are. I don't know. But obviously we got an excellent shape on Mahito, so we can spam his domain whenever he does come out, because he is definitely going to be coming out. We have Pride on Gojo because actually, I don't know if I like Pride that much. I mean, I did get to use Pride 2 times in the fight, so I guess it did help out a bit. Inumaki obviously just has his page to heal whenever somebody gets too low, because by the 3rd turn, you want to be pretty much like set up. Also, you need at least 3 stuns to go off, because you need the less times that enemy has to attack, the more chances Yaga has to stay not stunned and able to give you an attack buff. And you want to make sure you're keeping your attack buffs up. Getting that one missed turn for an attack buff will kind of screw you over, so you do definitely want to make sure. But like, this is for the most part a free-to-play team, to be honest. I mean, like, these 2 are rares. He's an SSR, or he's an SR. They're all, you know, 5 dupe, but I mean, like, rare and SR, very easy to summon. These are most of your summons, like, honestly, when you're summoning for new characters. And I know a lot of y'all don't have self-control, so y'all be summoning any damn way. So I know y'all got these guys right here. Gojo is given to you for free at the start of the game. He may not be A5, and mine is A5, so I can't speak on, you know, do you need is A4, A3, okay, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This is more so just the Deadman's run, his own unique team. And honestly, if there's somebody who has an account that's built a little bit differently than everybody else's, that's a little, like, quirky, you know, maybe you guys could copy this and this could be a win for you. But again, like I said, I'm going to be doing all the floors, like, one by one. We have purpose synchronization for Kaito, obviously, so that when he gives the cursed energy damage buff on his ultimate, this gives an additional damage dealt buff. We have this to start rushing our ultimates from the very get-go with Yaga. We, like I said, have this for healing Pride in excellent shape, already explained. And then let's look over the skills real quick. This is why I want to take my time to go over each thing, because one very, very important thing that I feel like people somewhat kind of like breeze over sometimes, and of course, you can pause the video and you can look at it at your own discretion, but even still, I like to make a point to specifically go over this. My Blue Gojo skills are all level 10. That is very expensive to do to get any character skills all level 10. So if your skills are not all level 10, this might not work for you as officially. I just keep trying to tell you guys, like, yo, this is just my random little RNG strat. I just didn't want to look up anybody's video, and I stuck to what I stuck with, and hey, bro, it works. But also, I will say, my Yaga buff is level 10, so that is at full benefit it can give me. The Inumaki, the way that Inumaki works is going to be all stun city for him starting out, and then after the stuns, you're going to just switch over to defense. And Kaito died before Inumaki, spoiler. But yeah. Kaito, his buff, his level is level 9. It's not even level 10 yet. His ultimate is level 7, so that's a little bit easier to get stronger. Yaga, his ultimate never comes out. Inumaki, his ultimate never comes out, so it doesn't matter. But like the main characters that your skills you want to work on are going to be Gojo, obviously the buff skill, and these 2 skills right here. But then like Kaito's ultimate as well, Kaito's buff skill. Then Mahito, I just have even 8s all across the board. I know if I get his domain to level 10, then it'll do a little bit more HP and damage. So definitely he needs to be one of the characters that I start working towards a little bit later. But I have a few more characters that I think take priority right now. But let's go ahead and just pull up the video and we can just kind of break it down together and see how it went. Okay guys, this is kind of like Inception right now, but don't worry about it. It'll be okay. You're not trapped in a dream, I promise. Basically, what I was going for was getting 4 stuns back to back with Inumaki, because I have his stun chance at like 147.6%. Crazy enough, it is basically impossible to get 4 different stun chances back to back to back in this. You can maybe get 4 stun chances if you continue on after and keep trying to stun, but like honestly, after you kill this mob here and get him close to breaking, there's not really much of a point in continuing to stun, I think, because he stuns every time he attacks, or the baseball machine stuns every time it attacks. But I'll just let this play for a little bit here. You can see instantly we were already doing buffs, buffing with Kaito, buffing with Yaga, stunning with Inumaki. I did get very lucky in this run, however, and I think I got 3 Inumaki stuns back to back, which allowed me to get 3 Yaga stacks in, guaranteed. Also with Gojo, you want to do 2 regular attacks with Gojo, because that's the speed at which his ultimate is going to be boosting up. You want to do 2 regular attacks with Gojo, and then afterwards you want to buff for 2 turns, and then your ultimate is perfectly lined up. Okay, cool. So you can see here, we still getting the stuns off. Everything is going smoothly. And that's the mob right there that I was talking about. When he hits Yaga, Yaga doesn't lose that much health. When Kaito gets hit though, he loses like tons of health. So we get the 3rd stun off, which honestly, I started feeling pretty good at that point. So Kaito, you can see that's what I mean. I swear, there's just like some built-in in-game, like, shadow defense or something, and like defense is kind of like for SSRs at this point, right? because a lot of the SSR characters have mechanics where they don't get hit, or they have like damage reduction or something like that, right? But I think that they just have bigger health pools as well, obviously. But I mean, like, their health pools weren't too dissimilar. How much health does Kaito have at max? 17k versus Yaga's 23k. Okay, so the health pool disparity is quite a bit different. But yeah, let's continue on. So Kaito gets hit right there. We buff with Gojo one time. So we're gonna use a regular skill. We're gonna do this. We're gonna try to. So guys, what I'd recommend right here, if you honestly wanted to get a little bit better experience right here, if you get lucky enough to get 3 runs back to back to back, first of all, kudos to you. Pat yourself on the back, bro. But after the 3rd turn, honestly, if you want to take that chance and just do damage reduction instead with Inumaki to make sure everybody's going to have like more health the next turn, that'd probably be a little bit better for you. This is probably the one part where I say I messed up and my team could have, more units could have been alive at the end of the run here. But you can see here, yeah, I used the Inumaki don't move, and it absolutely does not work, which is very unfortunate, because then we get hit with a skill that stuns 2 out of 4 of my characters. Yeah, like he stuns multiple enemies at the same time, and honestly, he can't stun Gojo because Gojo just can't be touched, but he has stunned like all 3 of these guys in the front one time, and that makes me lose out on Kaito's ultimate when I get it. That makes me lose out on a stun turn or a defense boost with Inumaki, or it makes me lose out on a buff with Yaga. But I got very, very lucky in the sense that even though Yaga, or honestly, by this point right here, usually I would quit, actually. I'd be like, ah, damn, okay, these 2 are stuck, and I know Gojo's not going to have enough damage to break completely because I've already gotten this far before. But I was like, you know what? Maybe I can still kill the boss after the break, because I had to remember that Mahito is in the back. So then here is the rest of the run here. I just want to give you all of those like semantics and all that breakdown and explanation for exactly everything that needed to be lined up for this run to go well. I just want to make that clear. Because you're going to see here, Gojo's not even going to break, and I believe Kaito is dead here. Like, dude, my RNG was just really crazy in this run, I feel like. But I will take banking on RNG if it means that I can make my own team, make my own comp, and try to beat this my own way and not have to look up anything else. Not to say that I do not appreciate all the other content creators who do it. They're exceptional. They've been doing it the entire time, and I've not been doing this at all. So now it is the dead man's time, not to shine, but the time for the dead man to contribute, because everybody has a different mind, everybody has a different account. So that means that by doing this, I'm just contributing yet another team into the fray that people can try to use on floor 1. But you can see here, everybody's like immobilized, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I got absolutely blessed and absolutely lucky with Inumaki still being alive, and even with Yaga still being alive, because they're so low. I expected them to die like the next turn. But you'll see here, Inumaki does die, Gojo disappears, and then all we're left with is Mahito and Yaga. Alright, cool. We use Yaga's ultimate. Doesn't really do much. You miss with Mahito because of Mahito buff. Excellent stuff. Then boom, we use Mahito's domain. It only does, I think right now, at level 8, Mahito's domain only takes 15% of the boss's HP. That's still a lot though. So then we get the break, obviously. And then we just have like 2 turns of Mahito. I got a little anxious. So this is another mistake right here that I made. After I got right here, I used ever changing on the first turn. And then once I realized how close I was to winning, I was like, man, I'd really not like to restart this run. And then I wasted a lot of extra cursed energy doing idle transfiguration instead, and doing Yaga alongside it, thinking that Yaga and Mahito together would be enough to just like instant kill. But Mahito, I feel like for your Mahito to dead ass start instant killing, you probably need him to be like 5 dupes or something like that, like level 150 or something, because like, especially against a boss that's literally strong against his type. But you'll see here, I waste the Auto Transfiguration Cursed Energy again. If I didn't waste those 2 moves, I would have had an excess 20 Cursed Energy on top of what I'm going to have after my domain's gone. Okay, cool. Then this right here is why I say Mahito solos at the end. But you can see here for this turn, Mahito cannot actually gain any Cursed Energy or his ultimate gauge right here. He still has that debuff on him. So then we're just kind of stuck for a turn here because the boss is literally going to ult me. But Mahito literally eats the ultimate like crazy. Okay, cool. So then Mahito I finally, I still can't build his ultimate up, but I do use that just to not get hit by an attack. Another mistake right there. I could have just saved that for when I could build my ultimate gauge up, but who knows how much damage I would have taken, and who knows if I would have gotten stunned right there. So sometimes you got to take that chance. Now I can build Mahito's ultimate, so we do use the recollection bit, and we use the transformation attack. Then he gets stunned, so I have to wait a turn. Very unfortunate, but I don't get stunned the next turn. But low-key, me getting stunned for that one turn made it so that I had enough curse energy to do ever-changing 2 turns back-to-back, which was very helpful, because then we get really close to the ultimate here, and Mahito's almost dead. Right there, I was about to reconsider going back and using excellent shape again. Now, guys, I just want to say this. Mahito's health is super low, and he just got hit directly from a boss with that super low health and did not die. So, what I will say is, at the start of the video, I was talking about how I was a bit regretful on how I gave Mahito, you know, the Phantom Seal, how I gave him the 2 dupes starting off, like all that, right? It was at this very moment that I realized I was not regretful, because honestly, if Mahito didn't have that Phantom Seal and at least the extra dupe, 1, I would have been short on cursed energy from the start of this fight, and one of my turns would have fell through a little bit faster, and 2, Mahito would not have had the stats to last these last few attacks right here. So I am going to chalk this up to me min-maxing Mahito as hard as I could when I first got him, but you can see here, that is a GG. The Idle Transfiguration is indefinitely strong enough to kill the rest of the boss here, and that is Deadman's super duper RNG ballistic run. And the run's not as RNG as you think. It was just RNG for me because I wanted 4 stuns back to back to back. And then I guess the first time I recorded, this is literally the first time I recorded a run. The first time I recorded, let's stop because now it's just yappery. But the first time I recorded, I literally was like, okay, let me just keep going in the event that I do win this. And that is exactly how it happened. So guys, that is the first floor run for the limited floor. I did hope that you enjoyed that. And even if you didn't have the team set up exactly the same way that I do, then at the very least, I hope that this was somewhat entertaining for you, just watching the RNG runs. I know I did that video before where I was doing the runs against Jogo, and I kind of put in a few like L runs in there and like kind of raged a little bit, but I feel like it just kind of takes up extra time in the video. The rage parts are a little funny, but I didn't really rage at all whenever I was doing this, so I was like, okay, well these failed runs just kind of aren't worth recording. But I will be transparent, it was not a first run try. Like this took me like 10 runs, 15 runs, somewhere in that range. But if you guys did enjoy the video, you can go down below, you can smack that like button, you can also hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you can also comment down below and let the dead man know what you think, because the dead man is listening. But you guys have an excellent day. The dead man loves you. Peace out. Good luck with floor 1 limited, by the way.